go to the beach every day and do yoga and sleep good, and to me that's rich. That's living a rich lifestyle. You don't have to have all the glam.
Well, and you don't know, you don't realize what you're taking in by touching, by working with the plants.
Oh, I know.
There's an osmosis thing going on.
Right.
So the properties, there's about an acre or so over in this zone. The idea was going to be to mostly animals, but we'll see where it goes. We might plant bananas too in there and do some. In the winter, it becomes a big water pool.
What kind of animals?
Sheep, and we'll see. Chickens and sheep.
Just to maintain the...
Yep, just to maintain.
Yeah. You guys, are you vegetarians or?
For the most part, we do eat fish. So this part of the garden just got cut back.
Right.
We harvested all this Tulsi recently, and we fed the gardens, and it's still in need of some soil and some mulch. But a lot of what is in this garden is this Tulsi, this purple flower.
Right.
We have about 20 different varieties of Tulsi. And this is Tulsi is the Indian holy basil.
Right.
And it's their elixir of life. It's
Yeah.
outside the homes of all their...
I just made a coconut Thai noodle soup with this last night. So good.
Yeah, no, it's so healthy. So what you see is just plants sporadically mingled in through each other. This is a pineapple
sage.
Yeah, you got it.
That was one of my favorites.
A nerve tonic, right? South American nerve tonic.
Edible?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd smell that.
So what we do, because the fiber can be, if you are consuming a lot of the plants raw, we choose sometimes to spit the fiber. I mean, one or two is good, but if you want to keep consuming, we do spit.
And your comfreys are beautiful.
This is allspice here.
Yeah?
Yeah, and actually going to seed here.
And they use the seed,
These are all going
right?
to seed, yeah.
Morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good.
These are our garden crew, Sean and Kerr.
Sean and Kerr.
Pleasure, nice to meet you.
Blessings.
Peace.
Hi.
Hi.
What was your name?
I'm Taffy, like salt water.
Oh, Taffy. Aloha.
Nice.
Aloha.
This is Dan.
Dan, pleasure.
Aloha.
Good morning.
What are you guys up to?
Just doing the walkthrough and setting out the plan for the day.
Cool.
Visiting everyone, saying hello.
Right on.
Yep, checking on everything. Getting ready to prune back the moringa. I assume I'll do this one over here as well.
Are you guys going to visit the upper garden today at all? Kerr?
Yeah. We're gonna finish doing this section right here behind the fig tree, and probably visit a little upper garden and then work on this back fence line.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Right on.
Epic. Have a great day.
Yeah, you as well.
Well, pleasure to meet you guys.
Right on.
You too.
So Polynesian spinach. This is we've been using this more and more in our teas and also in we have chews and powders. It's very nourishing. It's a superfood of Polynesia. Grows really well. Obviously huge chlorophyll. So we cure this and we put it in our buzz chew. We put it in our green energy, and we just have it in our women's formula as well, our women's tea.
Mama love the herbs.
This is a mamaki. This is the indigenous Hawaiian nettles. So when I say indigenous, in theory, it was here before the canoes got here. This grows
Meaning
wild.
the spring tonic herb.
Yeah, it's great for the adrenals.
Oh,
Huge
really?
For the adrenals. It's kind of one of the closer things to a coffee substitute that we have.
So it's got a bit of a stimulating property?
Yeah, for sure.
And how is it best taken?
In our teas.
Okay.
Yeah, we have it in our chai. We mix it with allspice and cinnamon, amaki, turmeric, ginger,
So these are little
lemongrass, tulsi. It's an amazing blend.
Little hybrids.
Yeah, we could plant. We actually just started to cut them.
birds. Yeah, you just cut that and stick it right in the soil, huh?
Yeah. You know what you need to be doing, huh?
you know, girl. Right on.
I do.
So cacao is spread out. We have about 45 cacao trees as well. You see different sizes because they're kind of temperamental at the beginning. They either like to be shaded. The ones up top are fruiting.
Oh, yeah?
So
Cool.
we'll check out some cacao buds
Nice.
up there. So you saw the allspice. This is a cinnamon. And our plants, you know, we don't need to take the bark or take the roots out of some of our plants because they are grown with such diversification and the soil is so rich that we can just eat the leaves and still get so much of the. So certainly, if you want to try, the bark is what's gonna smell. What's gonna smell like cinnamon.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
I'll buy it.
Yeah. Wow. Smell that.
Cinnamon bark fresh. Not too many people see that.
And so, as you can see, what they're doing with each other is they're giving shade cover the plants, and they're growing amongst each other. And as we see plants like this Tulsi here isn't doing so well, so we'll cut that back and give it some room, and then the other plants will have the ability to flourish.
Right.
And the goal is to kind of manage that process as the garden grows. This plant here, the one on the ground, and so as you see, there is some plants that are more ground cover like, but have plants, you know, for maximization of density and efficiency, have plants, and you want to cover the ground. You don't want the sun to hit the ground because the sun's stealing nutrients all the time. You want the sun kind of hitting the leaves while the plants are grabbing the nutrients from the ground.
So the ground cover here, which is just some kind of bark, is actually kind of a buffer.
Yeah, that's
sunlight.
keeping all the nutrients in
As
there.
well
So
as
this
the
is
ground
local,
cover.
all local mulch that we get from the wood chippers around Island. And a lot of them are drinking our teas too, so we make sure we get a lot of cocoa mulch is dropped here. The best nitrogen mulch that we can find.
Very cool.
And this is the comfrey, and you see this throughout the whole garden. You see them everywhere.
Yeah.
This plant is looking for the water table. The root grows 20 plus feet into the ground to find the water table. So here's a plant that's, say, 3 feet high. And this is known as knit bone. It cures bones.
And teeth?
It cures everything. I mean, it does have a calcium content to the plant, specifically the root itself. So we dig the root out for if someone has a break or a sprain. But you can see the nervous system, the similarities to the nervous system and the spinal column on this plant. And this is a magic plant through the Caribbean and through Africa. This is used for all kinds of ailments. And what you learn is like certain plants have a lot of cultural, they tend to take on a cultural reputation. So like in today's culture, for example, things like diabetes are popular, or big, issues. So now all the plants are good for diabetes, but in other cultures they might have lung issues and whatnot. And so many of the plants are good for so many things, not just one or two things,
Right.
but they end up taking on a cultural reputation, depending on
For the specifics of
that time.
whatever's going around.
Whatever's going around. That's right. And what you find is something like comfrey can heal everything.
And again, do you think the best way to take it is in the tea form?
Well, so the leaf is great in tea, and we also have it in the bath formula that we bag and you can put in the bath.
And you absorb through the
Through
skin?
the skin, yeah. And what you learn through these herbs is how powerful and how receptive your skin is to the environment and through these herbs. So, like in India, they wear turmeric as makeup for that purpose, to use it as a emotional immunity booster, physical immunity booster, separating their own aura or their own mana from
See, the thing about the
from the
soil
outside.
is if you wait, if we do it Friday,
energies if they choose to, so they
Right.
can cover themselves with
So we're creating energy from within through our thoughts and our diet and our emotions, and we're creating energy without through the environment that we're in, what we're putting on our skin.
people that are bringing
Yeah.
their energy to you and taking what you like and maybe taking that maybe isn't stuff that isn't serving you, being able to shield it.
That sounds great. Cool.
So the root, though,
Okay.
super potent. Not typically advised to eat the root in tea form or any of the kind except for major trauma. It does go to cleanse the gallbladder and the liver specifically, and if the liver or gallbladder have any toxins in it, it would be
A rapid purging.
pretty intense.
Pure poultice, right?
Yeah, it's mostly external to root, but if you know, I've had plenty of internal bouts with the root, and for some reason I continue to have more.
Enjoy
there's something
it.
about cleansing the zones that feels good with the comfrey. I haven't in a while, but
It's still a profound effect for you.
yeah, it's super profound.
And how do you take it?
I just, with the root, the experiences I have had, I've just chewed on the root and spit it.
Sucking and
I haven't
extracting.
eaten it. You know, better, probably more subtle, more gentle, better way to do it is just making tea out of the root.
Yeah.
But there was a time years back, I don't know when the root was actually not allowed to be sold because of its potency.
Well, it's still, there's society, social, I mean, comfrey's like one of the ones that's outlawed.
Yeah. Well, my guess is, you know,
Liver, you know,
there's so much liver
issues.
disease that if you go too fast with this stuff, you know.
Teas are generally the most gentle ways.
Yeah.
Raw is powerful,
Yeah.
more powerful. So, you know, ultimately, like if you're like if you're a warrior, you're like, you want the raw nature. But for most people in today's day and age, the herbal teas are number one, hydrating, mineralizing, and gently detoxifying slowly.
Yeah, and you're able to go as fast and as slow as you want, and if you do go too fast, it's going to let you know, and it'll slow you down. You know,
Like put you out into
specifically
bed.
as it relates to hydration, like you'll just, you know, for me or others, like they have warnings like headaches, and really that's just your body telling you you're dehydrated, but your whole body is actually aching. It's just your head's the only one that feels it. The rest of the body's basically numb from dehydration. So I might like kind of overdo it on the herbs, and then I'll be drinking for many hours, if not days straight, where I'm just trying to catch up with water, and my body's just drinking water and doesn't want any food, and it's amazing how much water you can consume. So it's really creating awareness, and at the same time recalibrating. I mean, many times it just makes you rest. If you're going too fast and not getting appropriate rest, it'll put you in a space where get your feet up and get your body resting.
Yeah, that's the
and-
way to
and
heal.
Restoring, yeah, for
So
sure.
rest up,
Yeah.
right, Mama?
Step.
Rest
Sure
up.
is, Sure is.
That's
Just
what
like Grandma
my
used to
grandma
say.
used to say, rest up.
Yeah.
Rest so you can get up again.
So this is the Spilanthes herb. This is our buzz chew. You guys didn't try our buzz chew, but it's a brilliant concoction of Polynesian spinach, Spilanthes, mint, stevia. Sometimes we put tarragon in it. If you want to try it, this is an interesting. It's gonna definitely have an experience in your mouth. A big experience in your mouth.
Yeah, oops. I lost my...
I can get another one. Let's see here.
Buzz chew, so it gives you
So this is going to give you a
buzz.
buzz. It's known as the tooth medicine.
Ah, okay.
So it's gonna numb the mouth a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay.
But you can spit it if you don't like it. It's just a wild experience. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. You can spit it if you don't like it.
Oh, yeah. Cool. High vibes, for sure.
Right. Keeps coming too. This is the Valerian. Theoretically, it's what they founded Valium on. It's an amazing plant. Again, one of those cultural plants that in some cultures energetic, but in a culture like ours that's somewhat sleep deprived, it makes you rest. So it's in our Tranquility blend, and
That's so interesting.
yeah,
Wow.
that's actually the best example of it.
Right.
Because I have read that it's energizing in
That's
history.
why when you read the herb books, you'll see that they have opposite effects.
Always, I read the herb books
Always.
and I'm like, not what I,
Right.
not what I'm experienced. Moringa up there, there's moringa throughout the whole garden. This is the Filipino superfood. They have hedges throughout the Philippines, and a lot of the Filipinos that live on Kauai are all about the moringa. So that's in a lot of our smoothie type blends that we put in our smoothies. This is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is the super ginseng
Yeah.
of Ayurvedic medicine. And so we harvest the root. It's in our love potion. guys want to head this zone?
Yeah, we better get
Yep,
to the
go for
dry
it down
zone
here.
with the camera here. The rain, baby. Cool, cool. Awesome.
Hi.
Oh wow,
Hi.
is this part of the tour?
Part of the tour.
Cool, well good. There's the cacao. Do you
that's
ever
in our-
eat the seeds and the fruit?
Sure.
Get a good buzz still?
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome.
Cool, I've never tried it right out of the pot. I've been told that I need to do that.
It's amazing.
Kale chips.
Great energy. What are you making there, sir?
Papaya. We're grinding up some papaya leaf right now.
So papaya in the Caribbean, papaya leaf, they press it in the Caribbean
Fresh?
to address dengue fever. So you can imagine it's super cleansing of the whole GI tract. So small doses, we dry it as opposed to press it. But if you had like dengue fever is it's a pretty bad issue. So they press the leaf and get the juice out of it. We make tea out of it, and it's in our cleanse tea. It's amazing herb leaf. Certainly causes the cleansing to occur.
That's the
This is the Norwalk press.
Oh, I see. So that is the full on. Is that the new? That's a newer model.
Yeah, we have an older one here.
Yeah. Wow. Cool, man. Nice.
So it grinds it up in here, and then hydraulic press here. No heat. So, like many times when you're making juices, when you pulverize the plants and create heat, in theory the molecules are being disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
So what this is doing is it's allowing it's cold pressed, so the raw juice is intact.
Have you ever used the Green Star?
I haven't. This is the only one I've experienced with, actually.
You probably will invest in a Green Star eventually because that has the same type of magnetic restructuring properties. The guy's kind of a genius.
Cool.
Twin gear, slow speed, and for certain things you might even find a higher extraction
I'm sure.
and an ease of use. But you've heard of the Green Star.
Yeah, I have. And remember, for us, because our plants are, we're getting ounces, as opposed to
Gallons.
gallons, because our stuff's so potent. So it's a different. Our stuff's coming out drip by drip, and for every drip we're happy.
Yeah, and that's you may want to experiment with the Green Star. I think they're like $500, but they're one of the better ones, and they do a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure more production. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be something that you look into because I've
Right on.
done quite a few different herbs through the Green Star, and there's pretty good extraction.
So this is our dryer today. We're not drying much because it's overcast. There's a couple of solar panels on the outside of the dryer. So we're doing, today we're at,
Nice and warm. It's got a warmth kind of
we're at
coming
about
out of
90
it.
degrees today. It's all a ventilation based system, so we're just trying to create ventilation like a tornado in here. There's a chimney coming through, so the air gets pulled through these tubes, down a hatch, and then back up through a chimney. And it's about creating this ventilation, this pull. So these are the cacao
Oh, nice.
buds. Try it. Just eat.
And this is a seed.
Yeah, that's what you want to try. That's what you want to eat.
Oh man, delicious.
What is it?
Right?
Are those the cacao beans?
Cacao beans, I'm sorry. Yep.
Well, that's very different than the stuff you get in the store. Just takes one of those to get yourself buzzing, huh? Oh well, I'll be like, Doug, what'd you do to me,
Well,
man?
there's
Call you.
there's no caffeine,
Oh, it's 3-O-bromine.
Yeah.
It's got the same kind of.
No, but what you learn from so much of it is when there's no heat in the process and they haven't cooked it. Like for instance, coffee's roasted.
Yeah, and it's.
So in my opinion, because we have green coffee bean that we put in the dehydrator, and it's so clean when you have the green coffee bean, and we're eating it because we put it in our chew. So I eat the green coffee bean, and the feeling is such a clean energy, and you don't have any. There's no high and no low.
Right.
Because all the constituents keep the process balanced
The
when
minute
you
you
do the
roast it,
yeah.
in my opinion, and I don't know this scientifically, but this is what it feels like in my body, is it goes from acid to alkaline.
You mean from alkaline to acid?
Alkaline to
Yeah.
acid. Yeah, as soon as the minute you roast it.
Because you destroy everything that keeps it balanced, and all that's left is like the toxins.
That's right.
And that's the same thing I feel about food. That's why I'm a total raw food guy, because it's all synergistic, and then it creates, it's like sugar versus sugar cane. Sugar, white sugar, up, slam, back down to the ground. Sugar cane, you can just indefinitely fly with the gods, man, forever.
Well, and the sugarcane known to, big enzyme, so open up the system for the medicine. So
the minerals
the minerals.
is the synergistic conductors of light.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say, I mean, raw food, and that's why I would be, for me, like, the curiosity is, what are the herbs that you can juice and eat raw? That's kind of because I think of it as nature's way. Animals, they're not like drying herbs and things like that. I mean, we have a big frontal lobe, so we can figure out how to use these more as medicines. So we're very intelligent working with nature, but also at a time the medicine was there, but the animals weren't drying or anything. They were just eating the medicine and getting those polyphenols and plant constituents, which calibrated them to nature.
Yep.
Gave them, you don't see, there's a difference between a 3-year-old deer and an 8-year-old deer. You don't notice the difference, but you notice with the human beings,
Yeah.
they should be living to be 1,000 years old or more if they're tapped into nature, and hardly any of us are.
True.
But you're closer, you and your family are definitely closer.
A long way to go, but yeah.
Yeah, but you're working your way.
Working our way.
A Jersey boy out to the farm.
Bostonians.
Oh, Bostonian?
Yeah.
East Coast, yeah.
So ginger, turmeric.
Oh, God.
These are ground up.
Beautiful.
Yellow
man.
ginger.
I think
So it's
turmeric is one of the best herbs in the world.
In India they don't eat food without ginger and turmeric.
Yeah.
They don't believe it's digestible.
Really?
I mean,
That's-
all their food has ginger and turmeric in it.
Yeah.
And things like cardamom and cinnamon and rosemary.
For the brain and many other things.
Oh yeah, this is great for the brain.
I'll take some of that, please.
Let's see what else we got in here.
What's this one?
More turmeric.
This. Other thing.
Oregano.
And pulverized and juiced. And then
This is
so
the farmer.
double usage.
Yeah.
She juices that, and
This is what's left.
you use the pulp,
Yeah,
and you use the pulp for the medicinal herbs.
correct.
And does it lose some potency, do you think, when you take the water out, or is it kind of like
It's certainly different.
yeah,
Sometimes we just grind it and don't press it.
and it's going to be more powerful.
It's going to be more powerful. Yeah.
Okay, but still, why waste it? Because there's a lot of love in there. Still, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I just really appreciate this a lot, Doug. This is amazing, bro. This is the things that I think about, and I thought, I know there's people on this planet doing this kind of stuff, but I just never met any of them yet.
This is the Tulsi. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I don't think we would have got here with the herbs not behind us. Meaning, when we started this process. We started consuming it and experimenting with it. And now that the herbs are in our body and we're using them, and they're kind of pushing us along as we go.
You guys both look really great, and you're both really tapped in, super high vibrational.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's check out the other side here. So we'll harvest. We'll harvest over the next couple of days. Got to harvest when it's dry. And a lot of our herbs take 2+ weeks to dry.
In one of these.
In the dehydrators, yeah. So the 2+ weeks part is unheard of in the world of herb curing. The slow drying efforts is what allows the herbs to keep their original intention. And remember, from a potency standpoint, you're letting go of the water in the herb. That's when you're drying it. So it's actually, in many cases, more potent by curing it.
And the fat soluble and the water soluble constituents are nice, preserved, real slow like.
Yeah, I mean, this thing gets cooled off at night to 65 degrees.
And warms up to what during the day usually?
110.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
On
Perfect.
hot days. You know.
Technically raw.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But again, it's all about ventilation too. So even with the heat, they're curing by movement. That's how they're curing. There is some warmth, but the heat is what's creating the ventilation.
Uh-huh.
Because the heat has to find a way out of here.
And it pulls the water with it.
Pulls the water. Right?
Cool.
Let's
Nice.
see what else is in here. We have the Valerian up top. We put this, I mentioned in the garden, this is in our tranquility. And we're going to put it in our chill powder too. Let's see what else is in here. This is gardenia bud, known as GZ in Chinese medicine. So removal of excess heat in the danqian, in the lowest cavity of the abdomen. Also great for sleep. I kind of refer to it as gardenia dreams. It's amazing tea, certainly for women in menopause or anyone that has excess heat. But it's really hard to get rid of those zones in the lowest region that have any kind of infection, tract infections, digestive tract infections, but also urinary tract infections. That's the one. This is the Polynesian spinach. We have a lot of harvesting to do. This is the moringa. So we put this in a lot of our energy teas, energy powders. More moringa, Tulsi. Let's see, more Tulsi. This is mints, peppermint, spearmint, chocolate mints.
All mixed?
So you taste it, it's all mixed in here, but you'll see the potency once it's dried. We love mint. We would have fields of it. over
It's pretty
time.
easy to grow though.
Easy to grow, tough to harvest. You gotta get real low.
Really?
And tough to weed, but it competes with the weeds. You know, so it's great ground cover. So we have a lot of mint, but taking care of it is not so easy all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's definitely something you want on a daily basis for me.
It's awesome. Cooling, calming.
Wow.
So this is our inventory, and also our packaging zone. Where do we get started here? So everything's kind of by alphabetical order. You mentioned gotu kola. We've had a lot of gotu kola in the ground.
I love it. I think that's what got me super
So
amped up the
So
other day.
gotu kola in up in Tibet is known as, like, this is what the monks eat as the weed out of the ground, and known to as kind of a fixture in allowing them to live till past 100, if not 200. I mean, that's kind of what I've heard about. Is that gotu kola has big longevity.
It's good fresh too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like in
fresh.
some kind of
awesome
juice.
fresh.
Yeah. That's,
Awesome juice.
I'd love to get. That's
Awesome juice.
what I love. Is the fresh gotu
This
kola.
fresh pressed gotu kola is amazing.
Really, really just elevating for your consciousness.
Well, and so known as brain food,
Yes.
memory,
Yes.
and in my experience, the way it does that is by calming the nervous system. So once the nervous system, so it has like this energizing effect to your body, but through calming. Yeah. So and then
So
known
that
for
it-
clarity and
Yeah,
memory.
Clears the mind.
Clears the mind once you've calmed the
Bring
nervous
it,
system.
baby.
So let's see what else is in here. We got this ashwagandha root. This is ultra powerful.
Ooh, that smells good.
Oh, that's earth. Yeah, that's really
This
nice.
is
You
the-
can chew on that, can't you?
Yeah.
Bearing fruit. Anybody want some lychees?
Breakfast?
Snack. Breakfast is papaya.
Word.
We do
Any
papayas.
any papayas on the farm today, or?
Yeah, we just harvested some good ones in strawberry papaya. And
Goodness sakes.
yeah,
We're having a great time.
good. You guys giving me a good tour?
Yes, very good.
Okay. It's taking care of you?
Yes.
All right, good.
Thank you.
You guys want some
Jenna.
lychees?
Cool.
Yeah? Alrighty.
That's cacao right there.
Still kind of drizzle. Let's go to the nursery. Keep going, Kerr. You all good? What are you planting, Kerr?
Stevia. So we had basically we harvest the seed off the stevia plant. They have like a 2-day window when you can actually like pull seed, and so we get them all started, and then everybody likes their own home. So depending on how many come up in the cell, we switch them out to put them all in one cell.
Awesome.
What's growing in the nursery?
We have cacao right here, lemongrass, LA spinach, ashwagandha, roselle, phyllanthus, stevia. This is African Tulsi, Mexican mint or tarragon. All of these with the red stems. These are all roselle. More phyllanthus. Let's see. This is another variety of Tulsi, ashwagandha. This is a spinach. We have lots of mint, gotu kola, comfrey, and this is a little bit older stevia right here.
Awesome. Thanks.
You mentioned this morning we have some Tulsi seed going. So most of the stuff that we plant is from seed. Sometimes we'll take stuff out of the garden that kind of needs a little bit more love, and we'll throw it back into the nursery, like some of the mints or the tarragon, and give it some time in the nursery to flourish, and then put it back into the garden. This is certainly the more time we spend in the nursery, the better. So
Yeah.
it's certainly a critical aspect of what we do. And
Do you grow the sugarcane?
the sugarcane, we have a couple of patches of sugarcane. Yeah.
Cool. And,
This
and
is
you have
stuff
a
we
juice
never-
machine?
We have a big sugarcane press right here.
Oh, so cool.
So this is actually imported from Thailand. Kind
And
of
it's a hand cranker.
hand cranker.
Lord have mercy.
Yep. And it goes through these.
Yeah.
Sugarcane gets thrown into here, and then the juice comes out the bottom.
Cool. Wow, bro. That's so cool. Sugarcane
press-
juice is.
We'll press sugarcane every every couple times a month. We just started making pops with ice pops with tea and adding sugarcane to them. So like this weekend there was a big skate contest, and all the kids were walking around with herbal ice pops.
So what's next, my brother?
So it is raining.
So with the camera, yeah. So we could just. That was pretty good so far.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, you're in
are
good
we
shape.
getting to anything major, or are we?
You're cruising. I mean, there's another zone in the garden that you haven't
Yeah.
touched. You can check the river. The river hugs the property right here. This is where the river is.
Can you swim in it?
You can swim in it.
It's nice and clean.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Wow. Purify, regenerate.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's amazing. Every day in the river to cleanse. You go in it quite a bit?
I have not been lately. We're getting ready to clear a nice path.
Oh, it's a little bit hard to get to right
A
now.
little bit hard to get to. What happens in taking care of the land, you try and protect your immediate surroundings, and then you kind of venture out. And we have cleared the river several times, and it's just grown back. So
You might have to put some stones or something.
yeah, well, and it's like in permaculture, it's known as, I view that as being like zone 4. So zone 1 is kind of your home and where you live, and then zone 2, zone 3, zone 4,
And
we've been sent back from the river a few times.
the farther out the zone gets, the less attention it gets.
the less attention it gets, and the less you can afford to give it attention, or your center kind of
So
disintegrates.
when things are buzzing around here, you'll make a project out of it. And
Sure,
have
and
it.
actually we're getting ready to clear it this week on Wednesday.
Cool. Right on.
And then
bro.
what happens in the winter specifically, the winter it gets filled. Meaning the winter is when the river comes way up in the winter because of all the rain. And then everything just grows crazy. and we don't take care of it because it's booming the river, because we don't go down there to swim, because it's running pretty hard. It'd be pretty dangerous to jump in. So we kind of let it go in the winter, and then come springtime we address it again.
Cool. Right on. I think it's okay with the rain for now.
Okay, let's
on
keep
the
going.
camera, yeah. Just no gentle rain, no big deal.
So let's just do a couple more plants in the garden I think are worthwhile checking out. So the sugarcane. I know you're interested in the sugarcane.
Yes.
Let's do it on the back end. Let's just check out a couple more zones in the garden here. This is the chase plant. It's known for balancing the hormones, and a
Male
lot
and
of
female?
Women and female for sure. And for women, it's known to help with regular menstrual cycles. We have it in our women's tea, and I've heard really good feedback as it relates to that for sure. For men, it's known as monk medicine. So you can see, when your hormones are out of balance, that's what creates the urges. And when those urges are then met, whether they be, so think about a monk, he's looking to live a monk life, so no sugars, no processed foods.
No overly stimulating.
No overly stimulated, no highs, no lows.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And conservation of energy, always. Preservation. Preservation of energy. So this is certainly helping, and what you learn from this plant is that so many of those urges are from your hormones being out of balance. And then when you feed those hormones those synthetic foods or sugars, they're getting more out of balance. The hormones are constantly, and then it's harder to bring them back. And that's what's creating the irregular cycles. That's what's creating the highs and the lows. That's what's feeding the system to want more and more of the
are
acids.
less sexually conscious and more driven by animal passions and stimulation than a conscious lovemaking.
Yeah, or love make to have children,
Right. Right.
But we all have many urges, so
We have many of us have different ways of seeing it at this time.
So I'm not preaching by any stretch. I'm just
It's just good to know,
Yeah.
and then you can be in control of that aspect
or
of your life.
or try to move along and process these things. So this is kind of our culinary patch: rosemary, oregano, thyme, different types of oregano, little Puerto Rican cilantro, hot peppers.
Oh yeah, what kind of peppers are those?
Chili peppers.
Are they hot?
Yeah, they're super hot. You don't want to take them raw.
You don't want to take them raw?
They're super hot.
Like hotter than a habanero?
No, they're of the kind, they're just
Same
super
kind
hot.
of, yeah. Well, we put them in our juice.
We have a curry blend with this and some galangal ginger and
Yeah, that looks good. I like the hot peppers.
so this is another allspice tree. This is a yacon plant right here, Peruvian medicine. We use the leaf for tea, but there's a root in there that's amazing for balancing sugar. Amazing. You can eat the carbohydrate raw. It's amazing raw food. The yacon.
Okay.
Y-A-C-O-N.
Uh-huh.
That's for raw foodists. Yacon
Is
is
the syrup any
ideal.
good, or is...
Syrup's good too, yeah.
If it's extracted raw
if it's pressed raw,
properly.
yeah, delicious. We have yacon juice.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do.
You store that up and
Yeah,
we can
it's
take
amazing.
a shot of that?
Yep.
Cool, man.
So
I'll
ginger,
take it.
this is just planted, so it's
Ginger.
going to be a while before it comes out.
Now everybody knows.
And then this is turmeric. This is last year's turmeric still in the ground. So we planted fresh, but you can see it kind of coming out here.
Ooh, I'll take a bite of that. Thank you, my brother. Ooh, a little bit of dirt, but...
The dirt's healthy here.
Oh, man, for sure. Look at that. I'm going to just have
So you can
turmeric
see
for breakfast.
the turmeric. So this is a big clump. If I were to take this out, I'd have, handful of pounds of turmeric.
How many?
Handful of pounds,
Yeah.
This whole
Cool.
zone's turmeric.
This is great turmeric.
Zone.
I
And
can feel the vibration.
so more turmeric down here. And turmeric's, scattered throughout the gardens. We'll probably never be able to take it all out if we wanted to. It's hard to to get it. So it kind of resprouts every year around this time. And this is last year's turmeric here. Turmeric's great to have, and all these. The more diversity in the garden, the more we're able to fend off the pests. Turmeric's known for immunity and protection, things of that kind. So we like to have it everywhere. Pineapple sage, again, the nerve tonic from the South American plant. This is just common sage here behind you. There's a patch of it with the pineapples that
A little aloe,
need some love.
island aloe.
Aloe's the best medicine, and this is something that everyone can grow, no matter where they are. They can grow it inside, and really, kind of the first in my family. This is what we use for our first any wound. Any wound. This is the first any burn, but we use this so often, and it's something that if you are to grow it inside, it's so worthy to have in your home, and you can also eat it.
Yeah.
So, really good for digestion. And then also skin therapy. Great for the hair.
Yeah.
Really good for the hair and
Hair, skin, everything.
skin, digestion. I mean,
Yeah.
it's also, I've been told it has trace elements of gold in it. So there's two plants that have trace elements of gold. One is the aloe and the other one is the noni.
I see.
I've been told that. I haven't verified it.
What type of pineapples?
Those are white. There's some white pineapple in there.
Sugarloaf?
We got them from my neighbor that she had.
Who is it?
Jude? What's that?
You know Jude?
No.
She grows the white
Oh yeah.
pineapple.
Yeah. I mean, not the most sustainable produce in the world, but
Pineapples?
Yeah.
No.
It's.
You like the sugarloaf?
We need to take care of this whole patch better. They taste great, but they're certainly king's foods.
Just because they're take so long, and
Yeah. I mean, there's so many plants like that are.
I guess I'm a king.
When I say king's foods, if it's, coffee and chocolate are of the kind. What it takes to grow and harvest coffee or chocolate and drink every day and eat every day. That's why there's
Lychees are the common man's food.
herbs are the herbs and fruits. Fruits and herbs are the
Well,
common
you
man's
just said
food.
the magic words, my brother.
Yeah. Also,
should be our
things like-
diet.
yeah, moringa and Polynesian spinach. Some of the larger tree spinach. The chai I showed you at the beginning. So the tree spinach is great. But yeah, like things like salad, like lettuce, and I eat plenty of it. But if you look around Kauai and you see the lifestyles of look at other countries. Look at cacao. Look at the cacao industry. The wars that happened on the Ivory Coast as a result of the chocolate bars being in the stores. And back in the day, a chocolate bar would be a king's ransom for the year. And I've, not anymore, but in my life, I've had, plenty of chocolate bars on a daily basis. So the idea of being able to pick one up and just consuming one and not knowing, like, how
All that goes into it.
Yeah, and coffee's of the kind too. To drink coffee every single day, or many cups a day, to understand the peasant labor that gets put to work and the feuds that go on to keep that labor wage down, so that people can drink coffee every day.
And to keep it only at $6 a cup instead of 12.
Right.
Huh.
Well, a cup. $1 a cup.
Well, but I'm talking about Starbucks stuff.
Right.
They stopped and it's
Yeah.
$5, $6, $7
Yeah. Right.
for a special double, triple mocha latte.
So it starts with the
whipped cream.
consumer. That's where the change starts. To me, it's not the.
What, growing our own food?
Well, just changing things.
Or supporting those who are doing this kind of work for us.
Right, and supporting sustainable efforts.
Instead of just going, well, I can't afford it, and then buying the cheap crap, and then you're not getting any of the plant constituents, and then your mind isn't functioning right, and your body isn't functioning right, and now you can't work, and you lose your abundance, which if you would have went and thought on a higher level, and went with a higher level of consciousness, you would have bought these high-powered plants, fed your body right, fed your mind right, created more abundance, and it wouldn't mean anything. You'd be infinite. You'd see the infinite.
Yeah, certainly these plants help you vibrate with that infinite, because you're you're consuming such diversity here, and this diversity is not in the stores, you know. So all of a sudden you're opening up to there's over 50 herbs on this property, different varieties of herbs. So hyssop here, lavender, these are other amazing plants. And as you consume the different diversity, you have no choice but for tools in your body that may have been relatively dormant, because, you know, crackers are going to create dormancy. I mean, they're going to create stagnancy. So these foods are the opposite. These are going to break up the crackers in your body. And the more diversity you get in your diet, as it relates to...
The more diverse and dynamic you are as a human being.
And the tools in your body are coming back alive.
Yes.
You know, so everything from, you know, just, you don't even know what tools are dormant since the time you were a child. You can't imagine. And for me, I've experienced it. I have a long way to go, but it definitely...
Awakening.
Yeah, just as you a new herb comes in, and a whole new door opens.
Amen.
You know, it's not that same tune. And I love all the tunes, but then you take another herb and boom, new tune. And it's nice. It's a nice experience. And you learn in your body what it's doing. And some you like more than others, and some some are more, you're more likely to have regularly, and others from time to time. And you find that balance. And then you're drawn, then with that foundation, you know, the teas for me have been a foundation. With that foundation in place, then all the foods that are right for you and the exercise or the lifestyle that are right for you you're gonna find it. It's gonna come to you. You're gonna radiate for it, because it's not okay to be sick anymore. You know, these herbs allow you to understand that you don't need to have low energy. It's high energy or consistent energy and stable energy with sufficient rest and good hydration is a way of life. And as you vibrate with all these different plants, you're then able to seek out all that goodness, including relationships and whatnot.
Harmony.
Yeah, harmony, all of it.
Beautiful.
Right on.
So I have a question.
I'm convinced.
Back to the peasants and fair trade. How fair is fair trade? I mean, you hear that all the time and you read that, but I don't really know.
I don't know.
I mean, it may be a little fairer than what's...
I know there's wars in Africa, many. I know the Ivory Coast has been warring since the day that Europe imported cacao into Europe. And I know it wasn't like everyone was getting cacao, just the kings were getting cacao.
Right.
So now cacao is coming to America and is in every health food store with, you know, so, and fair trade for whom? I mean, it doesn't look like, you know, Americans that are high percentage of obesity are getting all that fare from the trade either, right? So everyone's getting theirs.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'd want to trade to be a peasant in the Ivory Coast right now. So it's not balanced by any stretch. Right. And the people that are doing the work in these places, and include the coffee industry, is just, you know, and the same with the pineapple industry, the sugarcane industry, they just move to the lowest cost denominator, constantly moving to lower land and labor wages, right? This labor, I mean, it was on Hawaii. It was all in Hawaii at one point. Now it's in Costa Rica, and then Costa Rica became, you know, Hawaii became tourist destination, and Costa Rica became tourist destination, and then it got moved where? To another place in Latin America. So they just keep moving to a lower cost of land and labor, and setting up shop there, and the product itself throughout time gets diluted.
Right.
And so much of the organic produce, right, coming from Mexico right now.
Low level.
I know that there's been some documentaries on what's going on down there that not sustainable. I mean, but so much in our country, we have our own issues. So as far as our own labor issues.
Well, bro, I think you're doing your part, and I think that people should get inspired by this. The day I have a plot of land, I'm going to do something or bring somebody in. If I am doing my thing and it's too much, I'm going to bring somebody in that knows what they're doing and hook it up. Because the fresh food is the fresh mood, you know, and the high vibes on the mind and the grounding back into the earth. Just the one tea I had from Jenna the other day completely transformed my consciousness and created this magnetism within my being. And all these things happened in one day that kept me here on the island. It was just like from one drink.
Yeah, you can't deny it. It's like the truth, you know. It's
Well,
the
I've
truth
been-
within. It's a good. It's a nice.
What you just said though, fruits and herbs. If people knew that, that's all. Here, I'm Dan McDonald. I'm an educator. I'm going to tell you one thing, and you never need to come back. Fruits and herbs. That's all you need to know. If you make that your diet and your lifestyle, and you make everything kind of revolve around that, the rest of it's going to take off and blossom. And the more high quality, mineral rich.
Well, easy to farm. They call it the hurricane food. Hurricanes come, herbs will be okay. Fruit trees will be okay. Garden beds will be in trouble. Tomatoes, you know, pow. So, you know, if you were in the jungle and you had your family, there's no way you're growing tomatoes. That's king's food.
Yeah. Too bad. That's bad news, huh, Mama? Love those tomatoes. I like the fruits and the herbs, and I like the fruits and the herbal tonics. If I had some of these herbs, I'd put it in the lemon ginger blast.
The oregano here, more oregano. So we have plenty of different
That's powerful smell.
styles of oregano, varieties. What's up, Sean?
Just putting this garden back in order.
Right on.
Some extra love.
That's it. That was the garden tour.